Thank you, Ceann Corla. I'd like to echo the sentiment that the Minister began with regarding the conduct of An Garda Síochána throughout the pandemic. I think we're all aware of stories in our own communities where the guards have excelled at what they do. Minister, I just have two questions and I'll be brief because I know that my colleague wants to come in as well. The first question, Minister, is I would like to raise with you the widespread issue of public drinking. We have it in every constituency right across the country, but the issue is becoming increasingly prevalent, unfortunately. It is now commonplace to see gangs of people congregating and drinking, often causing much nuisance to nearby residents, littering of the local environment, and on occasion this is leading to acts of violence being perpetrated. We all saw the carry-on in Salt Hill the other day and the increasingly precarious situations the Gardaí find themselves in. I believe that strengthening our community police will go a long way to tackling this issue head-on. The fear factor from antisocial behaviour like this can be reduced through public education, high interaction patrols, problem solving and enforcement focused on nuisance crimes. Positive relationships between An Garda Síochána and our communities need to be cultivated. Unfortunately, we have seen a continual decline in the numbers of community Gardaí in the state over the last decade. I would like to ask you, Minister, what efforts you and your department are making to curtail the decline in the number of community Gardaí. My second question is related to the phenomenon of COVID parties and lockdown parties. Is the Minister aware of the increasing rise of these reports of groups deliberately renting traditional student accommodation where it is alleged people have travelled significant distances, breaking our social distancing guidelines and having all-day binges and terrorising neighbourhoods? I would like to specifically reference the Magazine Road in Cork City, which also featured on Drive Time this evening, where there is considerable evidence of these lockdown parties occurring. Can I ask the Minister if this has been discussed by Government and if there are any emergency measures that could be taken to tackle this issue? Our Gardaí need full support and increased resources to protect elderly neighbourhoods and frontline workers who are bearing the brunt of these parties.
Thanks, Deputy.